So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. I come into contact with a lot of men who are dealing with women who have finally gotten to the point where they want to settle down. Now, these women were a lot younger when these men first started interacting with them, kind of similar to Richard Lawson and Tina Knowles. But men seem to believe that women don't want to settle down and be married and all of these things in their 20s. And that's because women have so many other options than that these days. There was a time where a woman hit 20 or however old she was going to get, she married out of her father's house. That was the path to future success. Now, women have all of this fake success going on where they can make a little money, have a little job. Some even have a career. So they are under the illusion that they can live that life and they're going to ultimately be happy that way. But they're not. After a while, the novelty toys don't work anymore. After a while, the loneliness starts to set in because there aren't as many parties for a 38, 39-year-old woman as there are a 25, 26-year-old woman. There's a whole bunch of parties, a whole bunch of invites, a whole bunch of everything for a woman while she's in her 20s. When she starts knocking on the door of 40, things change. Metabolism slows down. Need to be seen slows down. Need for peace and quiet increases. And that's when they come to the realization that, I may have messed up. Here's the telltale sign. The men who were chasing them at that point, and not even necessarily chasing them, but the men they were avoiding and giving the runaround, all of the engagements that were broken off and, all of the long-term relationships that were broken off because the woman wanted to live her life. Now she's looking at those men, and those men have families. There was a woman who that man found who said, yes, I got to keep this man. And now that woman is sitting looking. So Lolo Jones, I don't know if you guys know who she is, man, but she recently did a post on IG, man, and we're going to take a dive into that, man. It's a pretty long post, but we're going to break it down, man. And we're going to get a lot of admissions that women know they put themselves in that position and they do it intentionally because they believe they're going to be able to ride off into the sunset with a beta male simp vagina. And a lot of them can. But many times, there is no simp waiting in the wings for these women. And you know what they end up being? We'll let her tell it. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, I'm going to read this post. I started to post it up, but I won't post it up. I want to read this post off my phone, man. So it starts with this. Whenever a woman starts a sentence with laugh out loud, she is feeling the pain, brothers. Trust me. Whenever a woman, now a woman may end a sentence with laugh out loud, but if a woman starts a sentence with laugh out loud and she's about to go into a soliloquy, she's about to expose some pain, man. Laugh out loud. Time to life rant. I have options, but for the first time, I'm really just bored with dating. I think after so many times of getting my hopes up that I will meet your person, you just get over it. You give up hope. Now, here's the thing. The first red flag is that instead of saying meet your man, I don't know if she likes women or not, but instead of saying meet your man, she says meet your person. So that either shows a level of disrespect for manhood and masculinity, or it shows that she's open to just meeting a man or woman. Either way, if your options are that open and you're willing to date man or woman or person, let's just assume she means man or woman because person doesn't indicate man. And you still giving up hope? Let's keep on moving. Look, I'm no spring chicken. I'm 38 years old, and there it is. Why do you give up hope? Because you're 38 years old and you understand that your time is... See, she thinks her time is limited. She doesn't understand. Her time is gone to get the type of man she really wants. Let's keep going. I'm not at an age where I can pretend like in my 20s, I'm not looking for anything serious when I was totally wanting to get married at that age. That's the key. Women want to get married at 20. But women have too many fun options. The further you get away from Western society, the more you come across women who are actually willing and ready to settle down and be in a situation where they're serving a man in marriage. Now, when you talk to guys at this age, they know most likely you're looking for something serious. They don't even ask. The good news about being this age and talking to other guys this age is they're usually serious about dating and meeting their match too. What a relief. I'm glad I'm out of the 20s dealing with the just want to have fun guys. Now I want you to think about this. Look at how confused and adversarial her thoughts are to her previous thoughts. We're talking about a paragraph before, a few sentences before. A few sentences before. Now, first she says, in my 20s, I was faking, like, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious, when I was totally wanting to get married at that age. But then she goes down and blames men for wanting to have fun when she admitted she used to lie to men about her wanting to have fun as well. If you want to weed out the men, you chose to deal with the men who are having fun because you lied to them and said, yes, I want to just have fun too. Here's the thing. If a man says he just want to have fun, he's not looking for anything serious, and you know you're looking for something serious, then how are you going to just go along with that if that's not what you want, and then turn around and blame the men? Well, I'm tired of dealing with those men right here. Not all men at 20 or 30 are looking to just have fun. But I will tell you this. That's why younger women are starting to gravitate to older, more established men. Because here's the thing. A young woman in her 20s wants to settle down. A man in his 20s does not. A man in his 30s or 40s, late 30s, early 40s wants to settle down. So a woman in her 20s meets a man who's in his 40s and they hit it off because they both want the same things. Maybe not out of life in general because, she's in her 20s and he's already established and got many of the things he wants out of life. But they want the same thing in a relationship. So I'm telling you, men, this is a telltale sign that younger women and older, more established men are the perfect mating group. They are the perfect mating group. Sometimes a match made in heaven, because I'm telling you that when it comes to the dynamics of a relationship, women in their prime mating years do want relationships. But men don't want that until they get established. And that's how it's supposed to be. A man shouldn't want a relationship if he ain't getting to no money. A man shouldn't want a relationship if he can't give a woman a spot. As Kevin Samuel said on the Joe Budden podcast, you can't have a woman if you don't give her a spot to nest. I'll tell you something. I'm a bird watcher, avid bird watcher, bird photographer. One of the first spring birds that comes in is the Prothonotura warbler. Little yellow bird, but you can see it come in. The male comes in weeks before the female. He scopes out different gourds and different nesting places. He builds the nest. He builds the nest so when the females show up, he's got a spot for her to nest. He's got a spot for her to nest. Nest building is primarily a male job because he wants to have a woman in the nest to drop eggs to make his babies. And that's just the way it's supposed to go. Now, when it comes to making babies, what woman do you want to make your babies? You want a woman that's 20 or 25, or you want a woman that's 35, 40 to make your babies? You see what I'm saying? What woman wants to have babies? Is it a woman that's 24, 25, or is it a woman who's, or even younger, or is it a woman who's 38, 40, 45? You see what I mean? Let's keep going. But even still, it's hard to date. It's always the same story, picking between two extremes. One guy's a Christian, one guy's not. One guy's a workaholic, the other one unmotivated. I'm torn between personality or character, looks or morals. And honestly, lately, the dates all want me to travel to them. Then she coughs. Risk global pandemic date or be a Catwoman for the rest of my life. Hard call. Now we get into the terminology that we are crucified for. If you're a man and you use this terminology, you're crucified. I use it all the time. Get crucified all the time for it. I got 9 lives though, so I bounce back. But you have to look at the terminology. These women know they're going to be cat ladies. They know it. All right, let's keep going. So basically, I just have phone calls. Matter of fact, let's break this down a little bit more. One guy's a Christian, one guy's not. Here she is at 38 years old, still trying to piece together the perfect man in her mind. 38 years old, and she's still trying to piece together the perfect man in her mind like he really exists. She's torn between two extremes. Nah, what you're torn between is accepting the fact that your options are so limited that you can't even embrace it and believing that you still have the same options or that you should have the same options. So basically, I just have phone calls. I get bored because I feel I'm never going to meet someone in person. Damn it, I'm losing the last prime year of my life to lock down my husband before my face melts. I swear a COVID year gave me 10 extra gray hairs. Really not helping the cause to lock someone down before I get old. Like there's two olds a woman gets. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the thing, brothers. She wants to lock someone down. That sounds like prison to me. See, a woman gets to this age and desperation sets in, and she needs to lock a man into the position of husband. She needs to lock a man into the position of companion. She needs to lock a man into the position of provider. She needs to lock a man into the position of protector. Because let's be realistic. A woman that's 38, 39 years old does not have the same confidence in her ability to protect and provide for herself as a woman that's in her 20s. Unless your money just super long. But even Oprah, I guarantee you, if Oprah was into dudes, Oprah would definitely want to have a man around to protect her. So, let's finish this off, man. Yup, so that's my rant. If anyone else is frustrated by dating scene and want more tea, my book is linked in bio. For those that pre-order, we are working on a special something to keep you encouraged. Cheers to all the singles. I feel your pain. Cats are not so bad. Smiley face. So, the reality of the scenario is this. Life is not what women thought it would be when they were younger, and they gave up on the opportunity to take their prime marketplace value and have the man that they wanted, the type of man that they wanted, the type of man that they dreamt of, because they all thought this man was going to be there. And I'm going to tell you, man, some of Tyler Perry movies are some of the craziest things, man. They pull women into this fantasy world to believe that no matter what your scenario is, you can have 18 children by 19 men. And there is a man somewhere, a hardworking man, who's going to come down and he's going to be there to rescue you. It's not going to happen. And Lolo Jones is just one of the women who's willing to admit publicly that it won't. And that her time is up. I'm talking about up. Because at 38, in this world in real time, for men who want wives, she is already old. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say.